Welcome to the Childcare Directors Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Directors Chair.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl, Erica Sacoccio, here at the Childcare Directors Chair podcast. I have to tell you, I am so glad that you are here for it today. I don't know if you went to the conference this weekend or not, but let me tell you, it was amazing. The energy was just off the charts. And the other thing I want to say is, if you don't have any type of momentum going right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you have a pulse or not, but if you're in that room and you do not feel motivated, I don't know. So, there's something I want to say too. There's just like this feeling, like a shift. Like even I came back so motivated with a ton of ideas that I cannot wait to tell you all about in the next upcoming weeks. But we weren't just talking about theory, but real time, real programs, real leaders stepping forward. And what stood out most to me was not the content. It was the connections, the way that leaders and educators and coaches were talking about their influence and growth and what comes next. I mean, Stacy B was talking about what she was doing, and Tangi from the Toddler Tutor, which I cannot wait to talk with her later tonight. And I'm going to have her as a guest on the show in the next couple weeks. We might even do a series. We've got some cooking in the pot, but we'll save that for later. The truth is this: the impact you have on your program and the early childhood community right now is already significant, and it's only expanding. And today we're talking about what future-focused leadership looks like, what it requires, and how you begin shaping it right now, starting today. You make a conscious choice. Where am I going as a leader is the question you need to ask yourself. When we talk about the future of leadership, we often jump straight to the big goals. I'm going to write a book, which I am, but you're going to write a book, you're going to get your PhD, all these big things. But real leadership growth really starts with something much simpler, that clarity over time. So ask yourself, where do you see yourself in 5 months? Not 5 years, just 5 months from now. Maybe you're building confidence in your current role. Maybe it's you're feeling more grounded, so when you have to lead those conversations with your team, you feel confident. Or maybe it's simply just showing up with more clarity and less self-doubt. Now, stretch that out over a year. At this point, leadership starts to shift. You're not just participating, you're influencing. And you might be mentoring others, leading small initiatives, or becoming the person that your team turns to for support. Then look 3 years ahead. This is where your identity starts to form from just doing tasks, leadership tasks, to becoming the leader who shapes culture, supports systems, and influences the experience of children and educators in a deeper way. I'm going to use myself, for example, for a minute. 2.5 years ago, no one outside of Rhode Island ever heard of me. I'm now running some of the largest conference in the country. I am podcasting all over, meeting people from California to Maine to Florida, literally all over the place. I have a YouTube channel that's thriving. You just have to do the thing. Keep working on it, keep focused on it, and just, again, it's a day at a time. So maybe you're starting out and you're saying, you know what, Erica? I want to start getting on stages. Guess what? I'm going to be here, your cheerleader, saying, let's do it. I will take you step by step if that's what needs to happen. The key here, my friends, is not perfection. Clearly, my voice has been jacked up for a week. It's not perfection. It's your that you have any answers. It's your direction. Leaders grow when we give ourselves permission to think ahead while staying grounded in today. You hear that? You do got to stay grounded because the work happens today for what you want to happen tomorrow. Now, your skills that shape future leaders, something you got to think about. What future focused leadership skills do you need? And it isn't about doing more, but I want you to think about, how are you developing differently? If you keep going to the same conferences, reading the same books, hanging out with the same people, you're going to get the same result. Communication becomes more than just talking clearly. It becomes your ability to navigate difficult conversations with calm confidence. Well, that emotional intelligence becomes essential, and that allows you to read the room, support your team, and respond instead of reacting. Because, this is a very heightened type of industry, especially when you have a lot of women working together. That dynamic alone can be stressful enough. And then if you don't have patience and you're not listening, you're just reacting, you're constantly in survival mode. It's not good stuff, guys. It's not good stuff. So that's where strategic thinking comes to play. And that's a skill that helps you step back and see the bigger picture. Not just what needs to happen today, but what your program needs in the future and over time. And what are the steps that you need? And we can absolutely not ignore being adaptable, because the past few years have shown us anything, it's that change is constant. And leaders who thrive are not the ones who avoid change. They're the ones who can move with it while keeping their team grounded. And let's talk about technology. Listen, AI is here to stay, guys. If you are not using AI in some way, you're missing out. And you're going to use it eventually, so you might as well get good at it because it's coming. And coaching skills, that also is something that really allows you to grow your role. Whether you're using a digital tool for documentation or coaching colleagues through professional growth, leadership is becoming more connected, more collaborative, and more intentional. So stop with the gatekeeping, people. Let's go. Let's support each other. Stay connected. Make a friend. When you go out to the next conference, get 5 numbers, 5 emails, 5 Instagrams, and connect with those people. I know if you were in that room, you met some of the most amazing people. And I know because the majority of those people are my friends in real life. And if you did not take the opportunity to connect with them, you better get on that page and find them and reconnect and be intentional about it. Who in that place inspired you? And you don't have to have the same role. You don't have to come from the same place. You don't even have to really speak the same language, right? You could be a TA talking to an owner. You could be an owner talking to an advocate. You don't have to have the same role. You don't have to talk about the same things. Just inspire each other. And then we talk a lot about stretching your staff and giving them goals. What about you? When's the last time you gave yourself a stretch goal? One of the most powerful parts of leadership growth is creating stretch goals for you and your admin team. These are the moments that feel slightly uncomfortable. You know those moments, but deeply important. I'm going to give you an example right now. So those of you that were at the awards dinner, you met my sister, Chris. Oh, she's a funny one. You know, the one who said she's like Vanna White. Well, anyway, Chris has not ever really gotten on a stage and spoken in a professional setting like a conference, right? Talks all the time, but not at a conference. She was definitely a little bit nervous, for sure, but she did it, and she got outside of her comfort zone, and I was so proud of her. She did so great. Everybody stood up. She got a standing ovation from half of the room, and she's like, "Oh my God, I was so nervous, but nobody would know I was nervous." And you're right, nobody knew you were nervous. She was like a pro, had us laughing in stitches the whole time she was up there. She did an amazing job. My point is, today, she put in her first RFP to speak at a conference, like as a presenter. So again, give yourself the grace to try something new, get uncomfortable. And if you're not doing that, are you even growing? Are you even growing? Get uncomfortable. So it could be something simple. Start with leading a meeting instead of just attending it. Maybe it's presenting an idea that you've been holding on to and holding back, but now's the time you want to unleash it onto the world. Let's do it. We're ready for some new ideas. Maybe it's even stepping into the role that you've never tried before. And even if you don't feel 100% ready, it doesn't matter because the truth is we're never really ready. And growth doesn't happen after confidence. Confidence comes from after the action. So, of course, there are real challenges, right? The fear of speaking up, the fear of making mistakes. I make mistakes on this show all the time. Times of pressure or self doubt. But naming those challenges, that's not weakness. That's part of becoming a stronger leader because every stretch moment you step into is shaping the leader you want to become. Now, the last thing I want to say to you is you don't have to grow alone. Leadership is never a solo journey. Behind every strong early childhood educator is a support system, is a mentor, a director, a colleague, a coach, a community that helps shape and sustain your growth. But support isn't just about who is around you, it's also about what you allow yourself to receive. Feedback, coaching, reflection time. These are not extras. These are essential parts of leadership development. I had such a great conversation with Tangi from the Toddler Tutor the other day about her busy books, which are amazing, by the way. It's a product I've used in my school for about 2 years now. And my grandson has them as well. And her product is so amazing, but I learned a little bit more about the history of the busy book that she created and why she created it. And I was floored by her mission. And, again, unless you talk it out with somebody, you kind of get stuck. And so I cannot wait to see what happens for her business, for sure. So you really want to make sure that you're taking your leadership to that next level. And it's so important. And just one small action that you take today could really be the thing that catapults you into the stratosphere. Not next month, not someday, but today. Just take that small little step. Because future focused leadership is not built in big moments alone. It's built in those small, intentional steps repeated over time. So if you take anything from this conversation, let it be this. The future of early childhood leadership is not something you wait for, it's something you build. You are already building it in your conversations, in your reflections, in the way that you show up for children and families and your teams. And your influence that you have right now, that's real and it's growing. So before we log off today, I'd like to say a big thank you to our event sponsors at Family. We could not run these events without our sponsors. So I want to thank them for sponsoring our Leadership Day. Family is our early childhood education platform designed to bring educators and families closer together. It supports childcare settings by simplifying communication, reducing administrative workload, and creating a shared space where educators and families can truly collaborate around each child's learning journey. Through the tools for updated daily communication, messaging, documentation, and family engagement, Family helps early years teams spend less time on paperwork and more time where it matters most with the kiddos. What makes Family especially powerful is its focus on connection. It's really built on the belief that early childhood works best when families and educators are partners. And as Tangi always says, parents are children's first teachers. And honestly, they're last as well. We never stop teaching our children. But working together in real time instead of information being scattered across emails, paper notes, systems, Families brings everything into one accessible place, helping teams stay organized, informed, and connected. So, as we think about future focused leadership and early childhood education, this connects deeply with what we've been talking about. Leadership today is not just about managing programs, it's about building strong, responsive communities. And platforms like Family support that vision by helping leaders strengthen communication, improve collaboration, and create transparency between home and school. So a sincere thank you to family for sponsoring our Thursday Leadership Day and supporting ongoing growth of early childhood leaders. So that's it for today, guys. Take a look at what you learned over the last couple days, what you're going to implement, and what is going to help your future self grow to be the leader you want to be. That's it for today. Have a good day. And as always, thank you for tuning in to the Childcare Directors Chair podcast.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Childcare Directors Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.